Welcome to the Michigan Golfer Show. Join us each week as we explore the people, the places, and the events that shape our great game.
We're at beautiful Egypt Valley Country Club right outside of Grand Rapids, Michigan. And we're here for the Michigan Section PGA Professional Championship. And with us is the tournament director, Justin Phillips. Justin, what a beautiful course. How did this one happen to be selected?
It is. Thank you very much. We're excited. This is our first year here at Egypt Valley Country Club. So we spent the last 2 years over at Oakland University and wanted to move the event around a little bit, and Egypt Valley offered to host it. They have 2 golf courses here, which works out perfectly for this event. So we're here at round 2. All players played the Ridge golf course Monday, and today we're playing the Valley course. And then after today, we cut to the low 60 in ties, and tomorrow takes place on what's called their championship golf course. And what that is, that combines both the back nines of both the Ridge and the Valley. And that's what they used back when they had the Champions Tour, Senior Tour back here for when they had that for 8 or 10 years. So yeah, we got it's a good test of golf. It's challenging. It was firm and fast yesterday. Certainly awards good shots and penalizes those shots that are off a little bit. So this event is also a qualifier for the Professional National Championship, which will take place next year at Turning Stone out in New York. So our top 9 professionals here, along with Scott Hebert and Brian Cairns, who are exempt, will qualify for that event next year. And then from there, the top 25 qualify for the PGA Championship next year. So we just had Brian Cairns, one of our PGA professionals from Fox Hills, just came off playing at Whistling Straits, so he qualified at this event last year at Oakland University and then finished in the top 25 this year at the Professional National Championship. So it's a kind of a stepping stone for quite a dream for those guys to be able to play in a PGA Championship, and it kind of starts here this week.
Well, it's pretty cool because both Brian Cairns and Scott Hebert have won this event multiple times. Scott maybe 7 and Brian maybe 3, and they're both in top form still.
They are, absolutely. Yep. I think currently right now Brian is in second place. Our leader right now is Brad Dean. Brad finished with a 69 today, which puts him 5 under for the tournament. Brian is just finishing now. I think he's at 2 or 3 under for the tournament. Lee Hudeman shot 2 under yesterday. He was one of our low rounds yesterday in some of those tough conditions. He tees off here in a few minutes. He's at 2 under, and then Gary Smithson and Kyle Martin, both with ties to the west side, and they know this course very well, which helps. They're both at 1 under, and they're teeing off here this afternoon.
I imagine a little experience on those greens would be helpful because just looking at them, they look really tricky.
The greens are difficult. They're small targets, very undulated around the green. So if you do miss it, it does penalize you. So yeah, and it does. Local course knowledge helps, as we're seeing here. Yep.
And with us is the day 1 co-leader and the day 2 clubhouse leader, Brad Dean. Brad, we watched you play some today, and you're on a roll.
Yeah, I'm playing pretty well right now. It's been a lot of fun, and we've got 2 really hard golf courses we played, and as you can see, the scores aren't real low, but you just got to keep the ball in play and hit the greens, because if you don't hit the greens, they're very difficult up and downs. The greens are rolling awesome, and the course is fun to play.
What is it about these courses that suits your game?
Generally I can keep it in play, and that's one of my strengths is I can get it out there, keep it in the fairway, and then I'm hitting some good irons into the greens, especially the par 3s that are very difficult. Some long ones, and the pins are kind of tucked, so it's really easy to make a quick bogey or double bogey on some of these par 3s, so I've stayed away from those things.
So one of the things I always wonder, you teach a lot of people how to play golf at Crystal Mountain, and how does doing really well in a tournament like this affect your teaching?
You know, it's a lot of times I just take into effect what I tell people, you know, or what I'm teaching them, and trying to, you know, just keep things simple and, you know, pick your targets, play a little more conservative when it calls for it, and be aggressive when you can be. But for the most part, just try to think your way around the golf course the best you can, and that, you know, course management is so important.
And with us is a former champion, Randy Erskine. And Randy, how's your game going today?
You know, today was a little off, but I've been playing a little bit more than I have in the past, and it's been a nice retirement so far. Let me tell you, I've enjoyed every minute of what I've been doing.
Well, retirement and Randy Erskine in the same sentence sounds a little strange. You've been pretty busy the last few years. Can you catch us up with a couple of things you've been up to?
Sure. During the winter times in November and also sometime in March, I run some tournaments out on the West Coast in California. And from all the golf pro friends I've had over the years, they bring 4 members, and we have a heck of a pro-am, and we really enjoy ourselves. Yeah, we're 100 players each event, so it's really nice.
That sounds pretty cool. And you've been a pro at Michigan courses for a few years. Which ones?
Yeah. Well, I was 10 years at Washtenaw Country Club, my first job, and then I was 25 years at Great Oaks Country Club in Rochester, and that was my final job.
And you started your tournament career by being the Big Ten champion. That must have been a pretty good feather to have in your cap.
Really, that's one of the top 1 or 2 feathers. I was very enjoyable to win the Big Ten championship, and I'll never forget that. It was fun playing in the Big Ten.
Which course?
I won it at Illinois. I lost it at Indiana. I should have won it at Indiana also. I remember that vividly as much as I would do the win, so it was all good.
Yeah. And a 5-time Michigan Open champion to add to all those others.
Yes, during the day it was a lot easier back than it is now. And age catches up with everybody, but boy, I still love to play golf. I love to compete. I'm pretty sure I'm the oldest player. I'm usually the oldest player in every event I play in. 67 now, so that's all good.
Well, you don't look it.
Thank you.
Well, and then there's this new development. The hottest book in golf, Men in Green by Michael Bamberger, cites you as one of the 18 most influential players in his life. Tell us about Michael Bamberger.
Well, Michael came to me when I was a first-year golf pro, and he said, "Hey, could I caddy for you this coming week?" And I said, "Sure, Michael, I don't have a caddy, so this would work out great." And we never hear about people that tell us they're going to do one thing and then they actually do it. And he related a story why he wanted to come out on the PGA Tour and caddy, gain some knowledge about the PGA Tour, and write books later on in his life, and also get into sports and basically, and mainly golf. And he's been great with Golf Digest ever since, and he did exactly as he told me he was going to do from the letter one. He was great.
That's really amazing. How old was he when you first met him?
Oh, I would doubt if he was much out of his teens. I'm going to say 19. And he traveled with me for that summer for at least 7 or 8 weeks that we were playing golf, and he learned a lot, and he was a good caddy, and he's turned out to be a great friend.
Well, that's a great story. It was definitely fun to know that you made that top 18 and put you in the annals of golf. So that's really cool. What did you think when you first read it?
Well, I knew everything about it because we had a conversation about what was going to go in there. Okay. But I was just happy that he included me. It was very nice of him to do that, and he's turned out to be a great person in golf and for golf. He's really been extremely important to our game.
Well, I have to say the same about you. Thank you very much for talking with us.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Well, it's going to be exciting to follow the final round tomorrow, and we appreciate your talking with us. Thank you, Justin.
Thank you very much. Thank you for being here.
We congratulate the 2015 Michigan PGA Professional Champion, Dan Urban.